British police at Heathrow Airport have arrested the co-creator of Father Ted, Graham Linehan, and mind you, this wasn't just any arrest. He was apprehended by not one, not two, but 5 armed police officers. So at this point, if you're anything like me, you're probably wondering what he might have done to justify being arrested by 5 armed police officers at the airport. What did Graham El Chapo Linehan get up to this time? Was he brandishing a gun or a bomb? Was he threatening to stab people, perhaps? Well, only if you consider tweets from a comedy writer to be a kind of deadly weapon, which apparently some in the UK do, because he was arrested for a number of social media posts which were critical of transgender ideology. One of the tweets they arrested him for, he says, included this one shown on screen, in which he implied that a bunch of protesters smelled bad. Apparently it's now a criminal offence in the UK to say that you think a group of protesters reek. I probably can't display or repeat what he said in the other 2 tweets because social media is very censorious and they'd love to take this video down, but you can easily look it up and find it on Graham's Substack, so you can judge for yourself if edgy jokes amount to an arrestable offence. Because again, bear in mind that this man is a comedy writer. He writes comedies such as Father Ted, a satirical program lampooning Catholic Ireland. He wrote The IT Crowd and Count Arthur Strong, again, satire and comedies. And he does actual stand-up comedy, standing on stage, making jokes for a living.
All the goodwill just leaking out of the room as soon as I get onto my material.
And remember, we're talking about the UK here, a country with terrorism, rape gangs, drill culture, a knife crime epidemic, etcetera, etcetera. And the UK police hear that a comedian has made fun of transgender activists, and what is the response?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I think the most important thing to keep in mind here is that Irish politicians want to import UK-style hate speech laws into this country as well. We've seen so many instances like this in the UK and other jurisdictions where people get dragged through court or even jailed because they expressed a mildly contentious view on social media, and Irish politicians looked at that and thought, you know what, that sounds like something that we should have here. They apparently learned nothing from foreign experience. As my colleague John McGurk pointed out in an article this week, you know your ideology is weaker than tinfoil when you need to apply constant force to maintain it. The lie of gender ideology requires around-the-clock gaslighting from state-funded media, government-backed campaigning NGOs, and politicians themselves. It requires relentless brainwashing delivered through the entire education system all the time. And then when all of that fails, their last resort is to just straight up arrest you because the state can't possibly convince you to believe in such madness. So all they're left with at the end is brute force. And that's what we're seeing here. But in the end, it's only themselves that they're lying to if they think that they can keep up this utterly farcical charade for much longer.